Welcome back to Brands Hatch for the 2006 Formula 4 Festival. The cars making their way then now up to the grid for the last race of the weekend. The Duratec Final about to get underway. Nathan Freak has won his heat and semi. He's on pole. Nick Tandy has done likewise. And he's alongside on the front of the grid as out go the lights. And 25 laps of racing then is underway. Freak makes the best start this year's UK Formula 4 champion. Tandy alongside him and Peter Dempsey third as they pour their way into paddock for the first time. James Nash fourth. And you can see the spray being kicked up, proof of just how difficult the track conditions are going to be. Up towards Druids then for the first time they go. The festival always has a knack of throwing up one or two surprises, and the man in fourth place, James Nash, has gone really well in the wet conditions this weekend as Freak leads to Graham Hill Bend. Nick Tandy is second, and then third is Dempsey. Nathan Freak took 10 wins en route to winning the UK Formula 4 Championship this year, but now he's got Tandy all over him like a cheap suit. Peter Dempsey, who won the first 4 rounds of the UK Championship on the bounce, is in third place, and up they come now towards Clearways with Tandy trying on the outside line there. Nick Tandy tries to go round the outside of the new net car of Nathan Freak, but he can't do it, and in so doing he's left the door open, and here comes Dempsey up on the inside. Look, Freak will lead over the line. In second place it's Tandy, third is Dempsey, so no change in the top 3. Fourth is James Nash, who's crossed swords at Browns already this year with Dempsey, and they pour their way now into paddock. The 3 leaders running absolutely together, and Tandy in this really awkward situation now trying to attack for the lead and defend second place. Up towards the hairpin at Druids they go. Freak up on the inside. Tandy tries to go round the outside there. Freak runs wide. They both run wide and Dempsey nips up the inside. Tandy comes worst off. He's in the tyres. He spins. That could well be Nick Tandy's festival at an end. He's off. He's hit the tyre barrier. Now, is he going to be able to rejoin? It looks as though he has been able to rejoin, but he was on the outside line. He ran wide, so did Freak, and Dempsey has come up the inside to lead, and now James Nash is second. Nathan Freak still going, but he's down in third, and that's Tandy again. He has rejoined, but he's had another spin at the next corner. Oh no, Nick Tandy loses it yet again. But he desperately needs a safety car now to give him any chance whatsoever of getting back into the hunt. Here's a replay. Up towards Druids they come. Nathan Freak goes up on the inside and he just goes too deep into the corner. Tandy on the outside has got no option but to go even wider. He gets onto the grass and slithers into the tyre wall. And that really nothing to do with Nick Tandy at all. He couldn't have taken a tighter line because he was being forced wider and wider by Freak, who'd arrived a bit too quickly, I think. But now Dempsey leads, Nash second. And in third place is Nathan Freak. In fourth is Richard Tannehill. Nash making a move for the lead on the outside now. Fantastic race, and there's contact, I think, and Nash goes off, that's for sure. Now, did he get a little nudge from Dempsey, or did he do that all on his own? That's Tandy again, a third spin. He's going to be dizzy at this rate. Not only that, he's going to be last once again. He's back in the right direction, as there Paul de Cunha goes past him. So, Peter Dempsey leads the race now. In second place is Nathan Freak. They turn their way up around Clearways. Now, did James Nash get going again? Yes, he did. I'd like to see a replay, though, of exactly what befell him, whether he spun or whether he was nudged. But either way, now Nathan Freak goes back ahead of Dempsey. Nathan Freak retakes the advantage here at Brands Hatch in the Formula 4 Festival. Dempsey second. Peter Dempsey goes up on the inside, though, diving into paddock. They're side by side. Dempsey arrives too quickly. He runs wide there. Up the inside comes Nathan Freak, and he gets the lead back again. Fantastic stuff, this. To Druids they come. Freak leading. Dempsey right up behind him, almost touching that as they go through the corner. Peter Dempsey, who undeniably is quick, but he does occasionally have rather rash moments. He's right on the back of Nathan Freak as they come into Graham Hill Bend now. You can see how slippery it is as Freak loses it. Round he goes. He may have had a touch from Dempsey, but either way, Nathan Freak clatters up against the barrier, and that, I fear, may well be the end of his race now. Well, Peter Dempsey is always tending to be involved in the thick of the action. It's the same situation here at the festival final, but that hasn't really helped him because he was delayed in all of that, and so now Richard Tannehill, the Northern Irishman, is in the lead of the race. In second as they make their way up over the line is Jay Bridger, neither of whom have really set the world on fire in the UK Formula 4 Championship this year. Remember what I said about the festival having a knack of throwing up the odd surprise? Well, here is more evidence of it. In third place now is Neil Doran. There's another man who's done precious little racing in a hurry this year. That's Darren Burke, and there's a spin at paddock. And that is Dempsey, I think, by the look of it. Peter Dempsey's had a spin, and now there's an accident as well in the spray. Who's involved? That is Christian Ebersvik, who arrives with a wheel missing. And I've got a feeling he can't be the only one involved in all of that. Peter Dempsey had a spin. Now, was he able to rejoin? Let's catch up on what's been going on then. James Nash tries to go earlier on in the race, remember this, round the outside of Dempsey. There was contact. Peter Dempsey just gave him a nudge, I'm afraid, with the left front wheel, so that sent Nash spinning off into the grass and into the gravel at Clearways, although he was able to rejoin. Now, this is the more significant one. Nathan Freak leading. Did he get a nudge from Dempsey? It looked as though he may have done just enough to make Freak run wide and unsettle him, but Dempsey himself was delayed Nathan Freak off the road, and from that, I'm afraid he's a retirement. He's going no further. We've had the safety car on track. Richard Tannehill, Jay Bridger, the top two, and Peter Dempsey was involved in that accident with Christian Ebersvik, so Dempsey is out of the race as well. The green flag will be waved this time. Richard Tannehill leads. We're in business. It's Tannehill, Bridger. Third is Neil Doran. Fourth is Darren Burke, local man. And as they turn their way around the right-hander at paddock, it's the Van Diemen in the lead. Now, the Van Diemen has hardly had the best year in the UK Formula 4 Championship. Out of 20 races, it has only won once. And that was thanks to the efforts of Christian Ebersvik at Thruxton. The last time a Van Diemen won the festival final, the main festival final you could argue, was in 2004 when Dan Clark won in the ZTEC era. Well, now the very first Duratec Final at the Formula Ford Festival is being led by a Van Diemen. It's being led by Richard Tannehill, but this is the man now who all attention is surrounding, because Nick Tandy is still going. He's been thrown a lifeline with that safety car coming out that's enabled him to get onto the tail of everybody else. Now, I'm not suggesting he's going to win this because he's still got a mountain to climb, but either way, Tandy now is closer to the opposition and he can at least think about trying to do some overtaking that might well get him into a half-decent place by the end of the race. He has, however, got the pace, he's got the lap times, and you never know what might happen before the end of 25 laps of racing, which is a long old time, especially bearing in mind the race is being run in appalling conditions. There is Tandy now making his move up on the inside of Mark Murray, and he goes ahead of the South African. His next target looks to be Linton Stootley as they come now up through Clark Curve. Now, Richard Tannehill continues to lead. In second place over the line now is Jay Bridger. In third is Neil Doran. In fourth place is Darren Burke. And fifth is a lot of spray. There's another car stranded on the road there. Now, that could be Gavin Hall's Van Diemen that's gone off coming out of paddock. And with a car stranded on the circuit, I just wonder whether, yes, we are going to get a safety car again. Safety car on track as Nick Tandy dives up the inside there to try to take fifth at Graham Hill Bend. There's contact and Tandy spins again. He loses 1, 2, maybe even 3 places. And that is a disaster because, of course, under the safety car, you're not allowed to overtake. So Nick Tandy is going to have to assume the position now. Yes, under the safety car, you're not meant to overtake. Nick Tandy, though, has gained one of those places back. The yellow flags are clearly being waved. And as yet, Tandy has not slowed. So he's going to have to get the message in a moment. He goes round the outside of Linton Stootley. He's still overtaking as they come up towards the line. I think Tandy's trying to get the place back that he was in before he had that spin. Either way, overtaking under the safety car is normally frowned upon, so I'm fascinated to see now what the outcome of all this is going to be. The race order is that the leader is Richard Tannehill, in second place is Jay Bridger, third is Neil Doran, fourth is Darren Burke. Now, it was Nick Tandy versus Mark Murray for fifth and sixth when this happened, look, coming down towards Graham Hill Bend. Up on the inside goes Tandy, he fails to make it stick, he loses it, spins, loses 1 place, loses 2, loses a third, yes, because the car is ahead, but then he's gained all of those places back, ready for the restart, which is about to get underway. The safety car peels back in, so Nick Tandy is certainly now, with everybody bunched up ahead of him, in a situation whereby he may even be able to get himself first across the line. He's, what, 6th now as they go through. Green flag waved. Down towards the right-hander at paddock they go. The rain is getting worse, the spray is getting worse, and still Richard Tannehill, who in fairness to him is driving a very good race here, defending vigorously from everybody else, is up front. Tandy making his move this time on the inside. He goes ahead of Darren Burke now. That puts Tandy up into 4th place. Now, he could yet win this, couldn't he, the way that he's going? If he can make the moves now while everybody is closely bunched, he's got a real chance of being able to win the Formula Ford Festival final, subject to anything the clerk of the course feels needs to be done after that incident under the safety car. Up now towards the left-hander at Surtees they go, then on towards McLaren. Ahead of him is Neil Doran. He's about, I think, to have a go, but does he try the inside or the outside? He goes up the inside. It's a pretty ruthless move. Doran has to jink out of the way there, make his own arrangements, but Nick Tandy now is good for the podium. He comes out of Clark Curve, except now Neil Doran is alongside Tandy, so the battle for third is still well and truly joined. Tandy looks across, sees where Doran is, but Tandy has got the pace going up towards paddock, so now he secures 3rd place, and his next target is going to be Jay Bridger. They turn their way up towards Druids now. Is Tandy close enough to have a go there? Let's see. Onto the outside goes Tandy. This is where he had his first spin earlier on when he doesn't get the place, but he doesn't make a mistake either. Tandy still 3rd, now going for 2nd on the inside at Graham Hill Bend. He's done it. This is a fantastic recovery drive by Nick Tandy. Into 2nd place, Jay Bridger tries to squeeze up the inside. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. It's still Tandy then for 2nd. Now, surely, can he do anything about Richard Tannehill in the lead? He runs wide there. He goes over the painted curb where there's even less traction. But the way that Nick Tandy has driven in this race now, granted helped by those 2 safety car periods closing everybody up, you would not bet against him catching them passing the leader Richard Tannehill. The Van Diemen heads the Ray, run by Joe Tandy Racing, the team created by Nick's brother. Nick was a winner at the festival last year when racing in the BRDC Single-Seater Championship, but now he's on the back of Tannehill. Here they come, up towards the line. They're going to be overlapping, I think, this time as they head down towards paddock. Tandy on the outside, is he going to be able to go all the way round the outside? No, he's not. Richard Tannehill's under pressure, though, and now Tandy nips up the tighter inside line coming out of paddock, and that's going to be enough to give Nick Tandy the lead of the Formula Ford Festival Final. Fantastic stuff. This is a superb drive by Nick Tandy. He's in the lead as they come down to Graham Hill Bend now. He's done so much overtaking. He really has driven his heart out here as there's somebody there. Looks like Johnny Baker has gone wide into the gravel at the start of lap number 23. Johnny Baker off the road. The leaders then make their way out of Graham Hill Bend. Somebody else in the wars there just recovering. I think that was Sean Patterson, the South African, who's been in trouble. Number 22 there goes through to gain a place. That's David Mays going ahead of Jesse Krohn, driving the Eau Rouge Motorsport Ray that Adriano Butside has been driving this year. Now there's the battle for second place as Nick Tandy is pulling away. So Richard Tannehill is keeping Jay Bridger at bay now. They go up towards the hairpin at Druids, the two of them virtually nose to tail. Tannehill has done a good job here of keeping Bridger at bay race long, but now he's so busy defending. Nick Tandy, the race leader, is just driving away from them. Tandy, the runner-up in the UK Formula 4 Championship. Well, Nathan Freak may have taken the title, but it looks as though the festival is going the way of Nick Tandy, because now he turns his way through the left-hander at Surtees, then right to McLaren up towards Clearways, and then onto Clark Curve. And just think about the recovery drive he's made here. Tandy, after those spins, was flat last. He's battled his way back. He's been helped by the safety car on a couple of occasions, but he's also been helped by some great driving. He's had, 3-4 spins maybe over the course of the race, but the checkered flag flies and a delighted Nick Tandy comes home to win the Formula Ford Festival. Second is Richard Tannehill, and third over the line is Jay Bridger. Neil Doran fourth, Darren Burke fifth, and Mark Murray sixth. So Nick Tandy wins. I just wonder whether the clerk of the course may take action.
Yeah, I think we started at the front. After a couple of laps we were somewhere near the back. For some strange reason, I'm not quite sure what happened. Perhaps the TV will show it. But when we went in the wall on the second lap, thanks to Nathan, it was quite a hard hit, and it's obviously bent something on the car, and it took a few laps to sort of know how to control it again. We went around a couple more times, obviously when my head was still a bit hot. But thanks to the safety car periods, we were able to close back up. We knew, since the start of the weekend, we easily had the pace in the wet. Nathan knew it. That's why he knew he couldn't let us past. If we'd have got out front, at the start, it should have been plain sailing like it was at the end. It just took a few laps to get there.
Did you know what happened to Nathan and to Peter Dempsey, and so all your rivals pretty much ended up in the wall at one time or another?
Yes, that's right. I mean, I've spoken to a couple of people since, and they said that it all got a bit close up at the top at Druids. But I just came round and saw Nathan pulling in the pits, and obviously Peter on the side of the road. But I can't really comment on what happened. It was a fantastic race.
The clerk of the course decided to take action and penalise Nick Tandy 10 seconds for that infringement under the safety car. It dropped him to fifth, and it meant that Richard Tannehill won the Formula Ford Festival ahead of Jay Bridger, with Neil Doran third and Darren Burke fourth. Behind Tandy came Mark Murray and Richard Tannehill, a delighted winner of the 2006 Formula Ford Festival.